Lou Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's victims from this slush fund through some church fund.
Tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah.
So look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now. Yeah. You can see there's not much of her.
I'd like to sue my family, to be totally honest with you. I also would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me, instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them. I want to be able to be heard on what they did to me. By making me keep this in for so long is not good for my heart. I've been so angry and I cry every day. It concerns me. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. For my sanity, I need you, to the judge, to approve me, do an interview where I can be heard on what they did to me. And actually, I have the right to use my voice and take up for myself. My attorney says I can't, it's not good. I can't let the public know anything they did to me. And by not saying anything is saying it's okay. I don't know what I said here. It's not okay. I don't want to interview. I'd much rather just have an open call to you for the press to hear, which I didn't know today we're doing. So
we're just chilling.
In our geriatric bed.
Yeah. This bed vibrates.
Kanye West just detonated a new controversy, and the internet is still picking through the ashes. Moments after the Kardashians proudly posted a rare, unexpected video appearance with Britney Spears, Kanye hopped online and dropped allegations so explosive they instantly hijacked the conversation. According to him, and a wave of resurfacing fan investigations, the family's long-rumored ties to Britney's conservatorship weren't just casual connections, but part of a multi-million-dollar pipeline involving Hollywood power players, hidden business links, and whispered attempts to pull other celebrities, including Kanye himself, into similar control structures. Overnight, what was supposed to be a harmless "look who's hanging out with us" moment spiraled into accusations, receipts, and a timeline that has fans questioning everything they thought they knew. Kanye West didn't just interrupt the internet's timeline. He hijacked the entire narrative. One moment, the Kardashians were proudly showing off a rare, almost surreal video appearance with Britney Spears, a moment fans thought signaled peace, unity, maybe even a bizarre crossover no one saw coming. And then, before anyone could finish replaying that clip, Kanye jumped online and dropped allegations so explosive they instantly reframed everything. It was like watching a perfectly staged PR moment get slammed into a brick wall in real time. At first, everyone was confused. Why would Kanye choose this exact moment, this carefully curated Kardashian-Britney moment, to launch into accusations about money, manipulation, and behind-the-scenes connections people thought were long buried? The timing didn't seem random. In fact, the internet collectively froze, waiting for context. And that's when the old receipts started resurfacing: screenshots, court documents, fan-led investigations, archived posts, and long-forgotten threads that had once circulated during the peak of the Free Britney movement. Suddenly, the polished Kardashian video didn't feel like a cute celebrity hangout anymore. It felt strategic. At least, that's what thousands of fans started claiming. Because as Kanye's posts gained traction, people began stitching together every past rumor, every alleged business connection, every theory that had once been dismissed as too wild to be true. The comment sections lit up with timelines and speculation. Why did this video drop now? Why was Britney with them after years of distance? And why did Kanye's allegations echo the exact same whispers that had surrounded the conservatorship drama for years? The energy shifted fast. What started as a harmless "look who's with us" moment spiraled into a digital detective frenzy, with fans questioning whether the Kardashians' sudden proximity to Britney was a coincidence or something deeper. Confusion turned into suspicion. Suspicion turned into heated debate, And before long, the internet wasn't talking about the video anymore. They were talking about what the video might mean, what Kanye might be implying, and whether the resurfaced receipts were pointing toward a story bigger than anyone realized. Within hours, two narratives clashed online. The glossy, friendly Kardashian moment and the shadowy allegations Kanye reignited with a few lines of text. The conflict was instant, the mystery unavoidable, and the tension electric. Because if even a fraction of what fans were digging up held any truth, then this was not just another celebrity crossover. This was the beginning of a much deeper, messier story, and Kanye had just kicked the door wide open. To understand why Kanye's allegations hit so hard, you have to rewind to Britney Spears' conservatorship, that 13-year chapter the world watched unfold in real time. From 2008 to 2021, Britney lived under a legal structure that left her with limited control over her finances, her decisions, and even the smallest parts of her everyday life. The arrangement became one of the most discussed cases in entertainment history, sparking the massive hashtag Free Britney movement and raising questions about who benefited from keeping the pop icon locked in that system for so long. And every time fans dug deeper into how the conservatorship operated, one name kept surfacing: Lou Taylor. Lou Taylor, the powerful Hollywood business manager behind TriStar, became a central figure in fan investigations. According to thousands of posts, threads, and amateur deep dives during the Free Britney era, Taylor was often portrayed as the architect of the financial pipeline surrounding Britney's earnings. These claims, again, fueled by fans, not confirmed facts, accused Taylor of playing a key role in managing the money that flowed through Britney's estate while she was under conservatorship. And this is where things get complicated because those same fan investigations didn't stop with Britney. They pointed at alleged connections between TriStar, Britney's finances, and the Kardashians. What made people stop scrolling was the idea that the same figure tied to Britney's conservatorship was also tied to some of the biggest Kardashian business ventures. That overlap fueled theories that there were more layers here than anyone realized. And according to online speculation, this financial web might help explain why Kanye chose this moment, a moment involving Britney, to come forward with his claims. When people started resurfacing court documents, that's when the conversation took a sharp turn. In filings from 2020 and 2021, the kind fans love to dissect line by line. Lou Taylor or TriStar allegedly appeared as the agent for service of process for several Kardashian-Jenner companies. And while this doesn't prove wrongdoing, it does establish business ties, which was more than enough fuel for the internet. Fans pointed out that Taylor's name appeared in relation to Kim's KW fragrance brand, Kylie's King Kylie LLC, Kendall's 818 Tequila, Kris Jenner's Foundation, and even Travis Scott's Cactus Jack Ventures. To most people, this would just mean TriStar handled certain business paperwork. But to online investigators, this was where coincidence ended and deeper theories began. The narrative quickly shifted from industry connections to wait, why is the same business manager tied to both Britney's conservatorship and the Kardashian empire? According to fan theories, again, and proven, money allegedly moved through TriStar in ways that overlapped with Kardashian projects right around the height of Britney's legal battles. Some posts even suggested that funds associated with Britney were used to inflate or support certain Kardashian ventures. Not confirmed, not evidenced, but heavily speculated during the Free Britney era. And with every resurfaced screenshot, every thread breakdown, the internet kept repeating the same line. This is where it stops being coincidence and starts looking calculated, at least according to online investigators. As Kanye's posts gained traction, older accusations began flooding back into the spotlight. During the peak of the Free Britney movement, journalists, activists, and fan accounts had circulated theories that Britney's money was being mismanaged, and in some narratives, misdirected during the conservatorship. Some fan accounts claimed that amounts as high as $200 million to $600 million were unaccounted for or tied to suspicious business routes, with certain posts suggesting Kardashian companies benefited indirectly through shared management ties. These numbers were never verified, but they became central talking points in online threads dissecting where Britney's fortune had gone. Other viral claims resurfaced too, like the theory that Kylie Cosmetics allegedly benefited from money moved through TriStar, or the idea that Kim's major purchases lined up with questionable financial timelines fans believed were linked to Britney's earnings. Again, these were fan theories and online speculation, not affirmed facts. But they spread like wildfire because they fit the narrative people were building, a story of celebrity power, hidden networks, and financial control behind the gloss of fame. By the time Kanye reignited the conversation, those old accusations had already built a massive digital footprint. And when he spoke up, people didn't hear a new claim. They heard an echo of rumors, threads, and theories that had been waiting in the shadows since 2021. It was the perfect storm. The right topic, the right timing, the right celebrity, and a fan base already primed with years of unanswered questions. As people revisited the old rabbit holes surrounding Britney's conservatorship, another layer of speculation resurfaced. The idea that Britney might not have been the only celebrity allegedly lined up for heavy-handed control. During the early Free Britney era, fans had already pieced together discussions suggesting that Lou Taylor's influence reached far beyond one pop star. One recurring rumor involved Lindsay Lohan, with online whispers claiming she was once considered for a similar conservatorship model. According to these fan theories, Lindsay's father refused to agree to anything, stopping the process before it could even begin. Again, none of this was confirmed, but the rumor stuck because it matched a pattern fans believed they were seeing: young, high-earning celebrities potentially vulnerable to being managed in ways that were financially beneficial for the people around them. This pattern, real or imagined, became a central part of the fan narrative. People online began arguing that if Britney could be placed under such restrictive control at her level of fame, then anyone in the industry could be targeted next. The idea snowballed into a broader fear that certain Hollywood power networks supposedly operated like a conveyor belt, ready to swoop in when a celebrity hit a low point. So when Kanye began telling his own story years later, fans didn't hear it in isolation. They heard it as another data point in a web of alleged attempts to control high-profile figures. By the time his claims came back into public conversation, this pattern, fueled entirely by speculation, had been circulating for years, priming the audience for an even bigger shock. And this is where the story reaches its highest tension point, when Kanye starts talking about himself. In multiple interviews, posts, and live streams, Kanye claimed that people around him tried to push him into a form of medicalized control he compared to a conservatorship. He alleged that doctors misdiagnosed him, prescribed extremely high doses of medication, and applied pressure that he believed was designed to destabilize him rather than help him. According to Kanye, this was not accidental. He framed it as deliberate, orchestrated, and tied to powerful figures in his orbit. What made these statements explode across the internet was how closely they resembled elements of Britney Spears' own testimony. Britney had famously spoken in court about being given medications she didn't want, being overruled by people around her, and feeling trapped inside a system she didn't control. When Kanye described being advised to take lithium, the same medication Britney said was used against her, fans immediately drew comparisons. The parallels were impossible to ignore from a storytelling standpoint. Two global superstars alleging similar forms of control, similar medications, and similar pressure from people connected to their personal and financial lives. Kanye positioned these claims as warnings, saying that if he had followed the treatment plan he was being pushed toward, he believed he would have lost his autonomy entirely. He framed his resistance as the only reason he wasn't, in his words, Britney'd. Those statements, explosive and emotional, became one of the most replayed, dissected segments of his public history, and the internet used them as further fuel for the idea that Britney's case was not an isolated event, but part of a larger, far more complicated system. Just when the conversation seems like it can't get heavier, the internet dredges up yet another cluster of theories, this time involving Diddy, TriStar, and a church link to Kris Jenner. Online investigators have long circulated claims that Lou Taylor's reach extended into celebrity religious circles, especially the church Kris Jenner helped establish. The rumor, again, heavily speculative, is that certain donations funneled through celebrity churches might have doubled as financial pipelines benefiting clients or settling private matters behind the scenes. Nothing in these claims has ever been proven, but they became a staple of fan-driven discussions due to the overlapping names and timing. Then there's the Diddy angle. When allegations about Diddy began making headlines, online communities started resurfacing older discussions claiming that Taylor or TriStar had worked with him at various points. From there, theories took on a life of their own. Some posts suggested the existence of charity slush funds. Others linked alleged payouts to church organizations, and some fans stitched everything together into sprawling charts mapping relationships between managers, pastors, celebrities, and donation routes. It became one of those internet mega-theories, messy, unverified, and constantly evolving. This cluster of speculation doesn't prove anything, but it adds another tangled thread to the narrative. And by the time fans pull all of these ideas together, Britney's conservatorship, Lindsay Lohan rumors, Kanye's personal claims, and the church and celebrity financial theories, the story feels less like a coincidence and more like a constellation of allegations pointing in the same direction. Whether that direction is real or imagined, the internet treats it as a mystery too intriguing to ignore. And just when the conversation seemed like it couldn't twist any further, the Kardashians flipped the narrative again, this time by appearing in a brand new video with Britney Spears herself. It dropped out of nowhere, Britney smiling awkwardly beside them, the Kardashians presenting it like a casual girls' night moment, and social media instantly spiraling into chaos. For a few seconds, people didn't know how to react. Was this real? Was Britney okay? Was this a genuine interaction? Or was something else entirely? The timing felt too perfect, too convenient, coming right after Kanye reignited all those old allegations and fan theories. And that's exactly why the internet exploded. The immediate reaction was shock, pure confusion. Comment sections filled with people asking why Britney, who had kept her distance from almost everyone since the end of her conservatorship, was suddenly cozying up with the very family that fans had repeatedly connected to the old rumors. Some followers said it felt like watching two different realities collide. One tweet that went viral read, "We spent years defending Britney from these people, and now she's in their living room? What is happening?" Another wrote, "This doesn't feel wholesome. This feels strategic." Others try to defend the moment, suggesting Britney was just trying to live freely and socialize without being judged. One comment said, "Let her be normal. Y'all want her isolated and then complain when she sees people." But the suspicion was louder, especially from longtime Free Britney supporters. Many users claimed the whole moment looked staged, rehearsed, almost like a PR reset. Some argued the Kardashians were attempting to soften their image by aligning themselves with Britney during a time when online investigations were resurfacing old allegations. A top-liked comment read, "They're trying to clean their name before the internet connects the dots again." Another added, "This is classic Hollywood. Befriend the person you're accused of hurting." And tucked between all the theories were fans genuinely worried about Britney herself, saying things like, "Why is she there? Who brought her? Does she even realize the optics?" The clip became a cultural Rorschach test. Some viewers saw empowerment. Some saw manipulation. Others just saw chaos. But almost everyone agreed on one thing. The timing was too cinematic to be accidental. And instead of calming the storm, the video dragged Britney right back into the center of a narrative she had spent years trying to escape. The Kardashians had officially re-entered the picture, and the internet had no idea what to believe. And now, with Kanye's renewed allegations, the resurfacing of old fan investigations, and this sudden, oddly timed reunion between Britney and the Kardashian empire, the story feels like it's circling back toward a place nobody expected. Every new detail, every resurfaced rumor, every unexpected appearance keeps twisting the narrative into something wilder. And the biggest question right now isn't about what happened in the past. It's about what's happening right now in real time, right in front of us. So what do you think? Are the Kardashians genuinely trying to rebuild their image and repair old narratives? Or is Britney being pulled into another web of Hollywood connections she doesn't fully see yet? Do you think this moment was innocent? Or does the timing feel a little too perfect to ignore? Drop your thoughts below. I'm reading all of them. And when you're done, click over to the next video because the story doesn't stop here. There's another twist, another player, and another set of receipts waiting on the other side.